building your business right. I mean, it's one thing to build it to a certain level. It's a whole new world to take it to higher and higher levels. And there's a big difference between entrepreneurship and solopreneurship, which Grant, you talk about. And Ed, you're in the business of building wealth through team building. So can you guys talk a little bit about what you guys have learned about how important it is to hire the right people? What are important traits, attributes when building a team to look for? Or is it just training? Is it just a matter of hiring quickly and firing fast? I mean, what are the particulars, the little nuances that you guys have learned about your best advice and best experience on how to build the right team for your business to take it to the next level?
Well, we live on a planet that's kind of broken. People broken, miseducated, undereducated, overeducated, drug problems, in schools too long. People, they've been hammered, losses, like that's who you're hiring. So in every business, every industry, I've worked in almost every industry now, and filled with broken people. Facebook's got them, Microsoft has got them. They're everywhere, man. So they're people, they're human beings, right? So they're struggling, they're having problems, like they're having marriage problems, they're having health problems, they're having parent problems, they're having moving problems, they got the drugs in the medicine cabinet problems, like it's everywhere, man. They got kid problems. That's who you're hiring. So when I moved to Miami, somebody said, "Man, you can't hire people in Miami. The Miami talent is terrible." I said, "Man, I'm leaving LA. Go down there." They're like, "No, Miami is the worst." I said, "Well, then I'll just have to be better." So if you're having trouble, every city I've ever been to, when I work with CEOs, they say, number one problem here is the people. I said, then you need to get better. So to the degree that you're having problems with people, you got to get better, and it starts with you. And you're only going to hire the people, like we have people come to us. I'm turning resumes down. I'm like, I can't see enough people. Like I got people that so many people want to work with us because we're successful.
Right.
And if you want good people, get big.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to work at Facebook. Okay, the average person at Facebook makes just under $250 a year. Which, by the way, if you do any kind of financial literacy, you would know that guy walks away with 60 grand. 250 in Silicon Valley converts to 60,000 bucks after all his expenses. He's broke. He might not have 60, by the way. So, you're going to have to go through a bunch of people. Recruiting should be the number one thing for every company out there, every entrepreneur. First thing you should look for is not a sale. That's what I did wrong. I was looking for a sale. I should have been looking for a recruit.
So focus more on team building than just sales.
Now, well, you need to recruit, and that means you need to pay people. Now we're back to that other ugly problem that nobody wants to talk about. I need some money. Everybody wants to be the boss. Nobody wants to pay the invoice.
Yeah, you recruiting the lifeblood of every single business, and the first thing I would just say is that you got to sell a big enough dream that the dreams of everybody you're ever going to have involved in your organization can fit inside the one you're selling. So most of these entrepreneurs out there don't sell it big enough, don't talk big enough, don't think big enough, and aren't intending to do big enough. And so your message is so small, nobody can fit inside it. They got these people you're talking to, they have ambitions and dreams and hopes too. You got to sell a big enough one that theirs can fit inside the one you're selling. And here's the thing, man. It's got to be repetitious. You have to say it over and over and over. You can't get tired of saying, here's an old adage that I'll give to you. Leaders are always trying to say new things, right, to old people. Okay? Don't do that. Say old things to new people. Keep getting new people. Keep saying the same thing over and over again and get new people all the time, right? That's a huge factor. And be repetitious with it. The second thing is this. You have to create a culture and a mission and a cause for your business, okay? If you don't have that, people will do a ton for money. That's the number one driver, but people also do a lot for the mission, the cause, especially millennials. Ironically, a lot of young people now want to be a part of something that's cause and mission oriented. And then what he said's a fact. You better build a winner. People want to play for the Lakers, man. People want to play for the New York Yankees. They want to play for the Patriots or the Cowboys. They want to play for Facebook or Google, okay? You build a winner, people will come. The way you build that winner is by selling a big enough dream. And then here's the other thing. You can't BS people. You can't just talk. You got to back it up with your own effort, your own example. People know what you're saying is valid when you're congruent. Like, we're going to do these big things. They see you crushing it, means it's true. okay? Then you create that environment. When I went to your place, I walked in for their sales meeting, and I already knew he sold it big, 10x, right? I already knew that. But then we walked in, immediately, there's like this environment. So you recruit to an environment, right? The environment is what gets people, your message and your environment. I walked in there, I told him, I said, this is the best environment I've ever seen in a sales company.
And his organization is
unreal.
50 times bigger than mine.
And mine, you can't see it because it's spotted all over the place. This, you walk in there, I was like, my God, the energy, the enthusiasm, the reverence they had for Elena when she spoke that day, and for Grant, the enthusiasm level and energy, and how committed the people were in that space to what they were trying to accomplish at any given time. Massive accountability, massive accountability. I went, this environment's bananas. Now, what you'll do is you'll still pour through people in a bad environment, but when you do get a thoroughbred, when you do get a rainmaker, when you do get a stud, they get into your environment, you can max them out. If you don't have that environment, man, you get a thoroughbred, they leave.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't stay if you don't have that environment. That's why the environment's so huge.
And what you need to build something big enough also that has rings on it so that people can play in other spaces. So what I mean by that is, like, when a guy gets into in the inner ring, let's say, the outer rings are even more enticing. Okay, so that's the problem with the solopreneur. They got their one little gig, it makes whatever, right? 200, 400, a million. Somebody gets really good. I recruited an Ed Mylett, and he gets really good. He's like, there's no place for me here.
Right.
And he bounces out and starts his own deal.
Yep.
This is a recurring problem. I'm bringing people in, and they bounce out and go do their own deal. Now they're competition. You know why? It's not because he's a thief. It's because there wasn't a second ring and a third ring and a fourth ring. So I have rings now. Ryan Secco, he comes in as a phone guy. Bang, then he's the pilot. Now he's in the real estate. The guy's gone in 3 years from working a $125,000 a year job to deals that are $125 million. Like, he's next to me on phone calls where I'm negotiating $160 million worth of debt on one deal. Like, we're playing with big boys now. He did all that because he didn't chase a career or a job or a salary. He looked for an opportunity, and he looked for how big can that opportunity get. And I think this is a problem that people that go to Facebook, they're making a mistake. They should be looking for entrepreneurs that want to accelerate and build massive opportunities for other people that can keep doing this. And lastly, I would just tell you, I'm recruiting people, right? But people should be looking where they go. They should be looking for opportunity before anything else. Not money, not where the location of the office is. They should be looking for, particularly the talented people, how big could I get with this company? And they could go further with a company, in most cases, than they can by themselves.
Okay, well, damn, we talked about a lot of stuff tonight, but I actually have a couple more questions here before we wrap up. But I want to ask you guys, looking back on your guys' unbelievable career, and I know you guys still have a long way to go, taking it to the $10 million level, $100 million level, I mean, 9 figures is not an easy metric to hit. Being that you guys play the game at this level, I'm curious, what's the biggest misconception that you guys found about what it takes to actually achieve the dream, or at least this level of it, versus what you thought it would actually take? And the reason I'm asking is because there might be an audience out there watching this that aspires to be where you guys are at, and they might be thinking inaccurately about what it takes. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, mine was that I needed to be prepared for every next level. Like, somehow everything was preparation. I had to be completely ready for the next one, then I'd be completely ready for the next one, and then I'd be completely ready. And that's just not how it's worked. I got prepared a couple times and I was ready, but there's a whole bunch of times I was completely ill-prepared, and we just charged into the dark space, right? We just went to that next place unprepared. We would figure it out when we got there. I had this philosophy and this thing in my head that I'd always sort of be able to be ready for the next space, and we'd have the perfect plan every single time. And that was almost never the case. Right. We've just sort of moved into the next level, and we've achieved things and seen things and gone to places. I've sort of surrendered that, I gotta have a big old vision, and I'm really big on that. I've also sort of surrendered to the fact that I'm gonna enter some spaces, man. They're gonna show me some things eventually that I'm not even thinking about right now. And I'll see them from where I go. And so that was a huge misconception of mine, that everything needed to be prepared for. I needed to be ready for every single one of them. And absolutely not the case at all.
So just taking imperfect action.
100%. Yeah.
In Grant, same thing, just imperfect action.
Well, Oh yeah, definitely in my case, imperfect
Me
action.
too. Me too.
So, look, I remember when my target was 100 grand. I just wanted to make 100 grand a year. And then it was like, okay, I want to make $10,000 a year passive. I just need $800 a month coming in. Passive, that I'm not working for. That was the first targets. All involved zeros. So
I love that about the zeros.
it's the only math I could do. Okay, 100 grand, I make 100 grand a year. I just want to earn $10,000 a year that I don't have to kill myself for. So the big mistake the whole time looking back is that the think was too big. I should have been playing the 3 comma club the whole time. Ever since I was 25 years old, I should have been planning for the 3 comma club. It was attainable back then, and I didn't know it.
So looking back, you would have just played a bigger game from the beginning.
For sure. I would have gone into different
Great
spaces,
advice.
I wouldn't have been doing what I picked the wrong careers. I picked the wrong careers like 3 times now. Okay? And they made me money. And then I got trapped in them. Okay? So I made it picking the wrong careers. Me and him talk about a business that I'm in. I'm like, Ed, there's nothing there. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just full of illusions. Mm-hmm. Told you that 20 times now. Yeah. Full of illusions. There's nothing there. Okay? And my first business, second business, third business, man, they were all just, there's nothing there. And I pushed so hard in them. I overworked all my spaces. So that's a big mistake. I've underestimated how much energy it takes, and I've also underestimated, because I underestimated what it would take to do it, I overworked the space. I literally overworked all my spaces. I was telling Ryan this today. I constantly overwork because I trust nothing. Mm. I don't trust any effort. Like, I think everything will not work. And so I'm like, okay, add one more, add a second one, add a third one. And the next thing I do is I make a mess. Like, I make constant messes everywhere I go. So, constant, there's messes everywhere I go. Somebody's having to pick up shit. But hey, next thing you know, we figured it out, right? And now all that being said, it's also been easier than I ever imagined. I never thought I would get where I'm at. I underestimated, like, I am so far beyond anything I ever dreamed of. Like, I heard Barbara Streisand say this, that she had dreamed everything that happened in her career, she dreamed it for. I dreamed none of this. Never in my lifetime.
Me either.
Did I think I'd fly on a private jet, of anybody's private jet.
I never even thought about it, to be honest
Never
with
even
you.
thought about it.
Me either.
She was the one thinking about it, okay? So I remember I was in San Diego County. I made a big mistake with a business I was looking at buying in San Diego. This 2007. And these guys down there, I was going down there, I was going to buy the business. I'm going to partner up with this guy because he was going to give me a big leg up, and we were going to do big things. And they were talking about jets, private jets. And I'm like, private jets? Only to find out the guy's going bankrupt. Okay? Steals $9 million from me. That's the first time I had ever heard anything about a damn private jet. Okay? When I took delivery this year, I was like, he's still busted.
Yeah.
How much are those jets, for people wondering?
They're a lot.
Could you give us like a ballpark?
It's on the internet, man. It's a lot of money.
One thing he just said, though, I want to say to you that is an important lesson for me also.
Is Lanny here? Lanny knows how much they are. Lanny's a pilot.
I want to tell you one thing that I think also those of you that are achieving, we talked about fast earlier and not slowing down. When you slow down and when you're successful, when you start letting yourself sit around and thinking, is when you start making all your mistakes. When you let off the accelerator in your business, it's not just letting off the accelerator in your business. You allow all kinds of other distractions and crap to enter your life, and you're doing stupid things here and another dumb thing there. You need to be at full speed, man, because when you're not at full speed and you slow down, there's all this stuff that starts to happen to achievers, because most of us can't sit around and rest, and we just get occupied in crap that doesn't serve us. Investments, activities, endeavors, indulgences, whatever they are, that don't serve you when you let off the accelerator. So keep going fast.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
pushing.
like you always say, success has a pulse, it has a pace to it.
It has a pace to it. Yeah.